Alles dicht. Hier war der Typ unten. Der Typ eigentlich immer noch da? Weil der müsste ja eigentlich jetzt mittlerweile abgeholt worden sein. Ist dicht. Hier war das. Der ist immer noch da.
Wow, I feel giddy.
Er ist mittlerweile abgeholt worden schon. Ich habe Bescheid gesagt, dass er hier liegt.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Ganz Skull drin, ja. Wo ist das Skull? Ah, wenn die angesprungen kommen, muss ich Konter machen. Ja, aber nicht so. Oha. Na, ist nicht gut. Voll. Ach komm schon, ich hab Konter gedrückt. Die Kampfsystem ist sehr träge. Muss ich ganz ehrlich sagen. Ich muss unbedingt das machen, dass wir mehr trinken können. Also einem Schlückchen. Aber wir haben beinahe drauf gegangen, ey. Den Kampf 4. Fotografie in einer Brieftasche. Das Foto eines verliebten, lächelnden Pärchens. Auf der Rückseite steht Milton und Pippa für immer. Vielleicht soll die vielleicht von der Klinge wieder abgehen, obwohl es halt ganz cool ist. Ich glaube, dass man bei der normalen Klinge auch geht. Ja, so machen. Weiß ich halt nicht, ob das dann. Ob man dann auch hier. Oh, wir können ja gar nicht richtig kontern. Ich glaube, er geht dann gar nicht. Ach komm. Wir kriegen genau eigentlich gedrückt im rechten Moment. Entschuldigung. Lass das. Hier sind Vampire im Hinterhof und keiner kriegt das mit, oder was? Ich würde das mitkriegen, wenn einer im Hinterhof irgendwie so vampirisch unterwegs ist. Wenn das so aussieht. Tarnen sich ja nicht gerade wirklich.
It's locked.
Das ist die Leichenhalle vielleicht? Und die Tür ist einfach offen, weißt du? Konnte jeder Vampir einfach rein. Wir im Krankenhaus. Eine unverschlossene Tür hat die eigentlich nur getrennt von dem Tod. Also mir hier Brieftasche wiedergeben.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Ich habe Ihre Geldbörse gefunden.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Fragen Ihre Beziehung zur Schwester Pippa.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Verzweiflung zueinander gefunden. Sie könnten beide dafür gefeuert werden.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
Das ist auch so eine mittelalterliche Regel, oder? Genauso wie du sollst nicht da arbeiten, wo deine Freunde arbeiten, so Scherze gibt's ja auch irgendwie so. Manche Leute erzählen.
Goodbye, Milton.
Ah, das ist Pippa. Das ist also Pippa.
With you at our side, Doctor, Pembroke will prevail and survive.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Leben in London. Erzählen Sie mir von sich.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
Warum sind Sie Arzt geworden?
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Deswegen gerne. Praktische Arbeit ist auslaugend. Schmeicheleien bringen nichts. Hier.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
Erzählen Sie mir von Ihren Experimenten.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Experimentiere mit Vampirblut eventuell. Das Pembroke Hospital.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Sie wirken ziemlich optimistisch. Brauchen Sie meine Hilfe?
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Wirken ziemlich optimistisch.
You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Jetzt haben Sie Überstunden.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Für ihn soll man auch eine Nebenaufgabe machen.
Like a book. Never could keep anything from her.
Es sind ziemlich viele NPCs, wo man drehen kann, ne?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Jo, ho, 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 ho. Der Waverly Ackroyd ist aber schon der Arsch in der Runde, wa? Haben Sie ein Problem mit mir? Recht mal jetzt.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Ein Grund für derartige Anfeindungen, Eifersüchteleien werden nichts nützen. Sie sollten ihren Tonfall ändern.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Die Gedanken zu Stricklands Forschung.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure. but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Beeinträchtigt Ihre Rivalität Ihr Urteilsvermögen. Weshalb wollen Sie den Eingriff vornehmen?
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Vertraue Ihrem Urteil, Sie werden jede Folgen gerade stehen. Das ist ein konservativer Ansatz.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Über das Pembroke Hospital.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Ja, da ein bisschen Probleme, wa? Waverly hält nichts von den modernen Methoden der Medizin. Sind ein paar.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen.
War also der Arsch.
What a bloody idiot.
Unvollendeter Brief. Pembroke Hospital, 2. November. Meine lieben Kinder, es tut mir leid, dass ich euch bisher nie geschrieben habe, aber es schmerzt höllisch, allein diese paar verflixten Wörter zu Papier zu bringen. Macht euch keine Sorgen, Daddy kommt aus dem Krankenhaus, sobald die Ärzte seinen Arm heil gemacht haben. Wenn ihr bis dahin etwas braucht, geht zu Mr. Chadwick auf der Baustelle und sagt ihm, dass ihr Harry Fiddicks Kinder seid. Erinnert ihr euch an Robert Chadwick? Der große Mann mit dem Schnurrbart, der mir letzten Frühling half, die Haustür zu reparieren. Geht zu ihm und bittet ihm um ein paar Schillinge. Er wird euch sicherlich helfen. Leider kann ich gerade nicht arbeiten, aber wir lassen uns etwas einfallen. Wenn ich zurück bin, keine Angst. Wenn Daddys Arm wieder bei Kräften ist, wird alles gut. Wenn die Ärzte endlich meinen Arm geheilt haben, werde ich... Ja, schwierig. Ja, ist das.
My sweet girl. Treats me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Leben in London. Erzählen Sie mir von sich.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Das Krankenhaus.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Ärzte erörtern ihren Fall.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Sich fragen. Machen Sie Sorgen um Ihre Familie.
You seem worried about the safety of your family. And it's obviously the reason why your wound troubles you so much.
I cannot give up on my children now. They both need me living.
What about their mother, if I may ask?
She died in 1915 during one of the first Zeppelin raids. We never found her body.
Den Tod ihrer Frau.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
Oh shit. So viele kamen durch die Bomben um.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Wie geht es Ihren Kindern?
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Gesund, aber ich dachte, der Arm ist, naja.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Vermutlich mal müssen wir uns entscheiden, welche Behandlung bei ihm besser ist. Der eine Experimente damit machen kann, Blutexperimente, und der andere halt direkt einen operativen Eingriff. Ich vermute mal, der andere Eingriff ist wahrscheinlich direkt Arm ab. Krankenhaus full. Eine wird wahrscheinlich direkt Arm ab sein. Der Eingriff vermute ich mal.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Fragen über die Bluttransfusion-Methode.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Wir müssen objektiv bleiben. Erzählen Sie mir Mr. Fiddicks Geschichte.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Wir müssen objektiv bleiben.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Aykroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Ja, der Aykroyd ist schon ein Arsch. Wissen wir.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Der Aykroyd ist halt schon.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Fragen, weshalb die Schuldgefühle wegen ihrer Verletzung?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
Ihre Frau ist irgendwen gestorben, haben sie sich mutwillig verletzt.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Das ist dann einfach echt schwierig.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
Also quasi hier Doppelschichten geschoben, hätte er keine Doppelschicht geschoben, wäre seine Frau wahrscheinlich noch am Leben.
Reads me like a book.
Schwierig, ey.
Could keep anything from her.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Die kann man gar nicht ausfragen, ne? Interessanterweise. Kann man halt gar nicht ausfragen, interessanterweise.
I cannot enter.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me,
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Ich habe mir als Arzt meine Sporen verdient, schlechte Erinnerungen an ihre Zeit beim Militär.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Viele Leben gerettet, Wissen ist unsere wichtige Waffe. Diese Waffe kein Grund, mich von ihnen zu rechtfertigen.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
Ja, ist halt immer ein Arsch, ganz ehrlich.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Ist halt... Mag den nicht. Kann ich den wenigstens auslutschen? Würde niemand vermissen? Erstmal alle Türen aufmachen, hier muss Frischluft rein. Hier mockt's in der Bude. Machen wir noch gar nicht, ne? Eieiei. Das von so. Wie nicht jetzt? Aber. Kurze Säge. Die Elwoods Patientenakte. Patient Thomas Elwood, männlich, Alter 28, behandelt von Dr. Tibbets, Zustand genesend. Datum der Einlieferung 16. September, Datum der Entlassung noch offen. Anmerkung: Das Gesicht des Patienten ist durch einen Bombentreffer im Krieg stark verbrannt und entstellt. Selbst unter dem Einfluss stärkster Beruhigungsmittel verursachen ihm die Wunden laut eigener Angabe regelmäßig starke Schmerzen. Es sei, als ob die Flammen noch immer unter der Haut brennen, sagt er. Die Untersuchungen des Narbengewebes geben keinerlei Aufschluss auf Entzündungen, Infektionen oder Schwellungen. Die Narben sind in Ordnung. Könnte es ein Fall fortdauernder Nervenschädigung sein? Der Patient gibt sich unentwegt selbst die Schuld an seiner Einstellung. Leidet er vielleicht am Überlebensschuldsyndrom, an Phantomschmerz, der sich als Bestrafung dafür manifestiert, dass er nicht gemeinsam mit seinen Kameraden den Tod gefunden hat? Aus Elwood. Eher nicht gut, aber schwierig halt, ne? Oh, die Säge ist eine Waffe. Aber mehr Schaden. Will ich Machete. Ich kann den Flocker austauschen, dann können wir nur die Knarre benutzen, aber. Ach, da wäre gar keine Fernwaffe ausgerüstet.